Hi, I'm Stephanie Wilson-Coleman, known as the Empowerment Doctor. We're going to talk a little bit about self-help recommendations that you might want to ignore. One of the popular self-help recommendations that you might want to ignore is to stay positive. Self-help recommendations about staying positive are abundant. They're everywhere. And it's okay to be positive, but it's not okay to ignore your feelings and pretend to be positive. See, negativity doesn't have to be embraced, but it also cannot be ignored. The key is to recognize and acknowledge your feelings, even if they're negative or sad or melancholic, and work through them. The second belief is believe that you can do anything. At its core, this self-help recommendation is trying to encourage people to do great things and find confidence. However, it can be harmful for those who have real limitations. So it's important to strive for great things and believe in your abilities. However, it is also important to understand that you are human and you have limits. For example, you might want to believe that you can work without sleeping for 4 days in a row, but your body will suffer and you will burn out. Each person has unique abilities. Each person has unique talents, but this self-help recommendation makes it sound as if anyone can do anything. On the contrary, it is better to recognize your gifts and focus on them. See, the greatest thing about recognizing your gifts and focus on them is that we all have been given such diverse gifts, and none of us have some of the same gifts too. So don't ignore that, because that was a gift. And that's what I need you to concentrate on. Number 3 is, just ignore the pain. This self-help recommendation is used in several ways, including telling people to ignore the pain while they are working out. Okay. Blindly following this advice can lead you to serious consequences. So pain while exercising can be a sign that you're pushing too hard. See, your body is going to tell you when you need to slow down before serious injury occurs, and you need to listen to your body. The other thing is to tell people to ignore pain from things like bad relationships or unhealthy situations. See, pain in your body and mind is telling you something's wrong, and you need to change it or fix it. Pay attention to it. Then the fourth thing is embrace change. See, change can be a positive force, but it is not always necessary. Some self-help recommendations make it sound like embracing change is the only way to find happiness. Although change is necessary at times, it's most beneficial to love your current life, okay? Love what you're doing right now. And each moment that you have, love that minute. See, if changes are happening and you can't control them, then what do you do? How can you benefit from the change? Or how can you work through it? Ask yourself, how can you move forward? So you will decide the steps that needs to be taken. And you know better than most because you're in that situation. You don't have to be constantly changing things either. Remember that. So some people think that, you got to change everything. Nope, you don't have to change that. You can simply enjoy what you have at whatever level you are and find the joy there. Fifth thing is following a specific diet. There's so many self-help recommendations about following diets and only eating certain foods. It's hard to count them anymore. So unfortunately, you can spend years trying diets and watching them fail without seeing results. So this self-help recommendation forgets that each human body is unique. Everybody needs something a little different. I mean, there's some things that we all need, and that's sleep and rest and water and good food. But there's some other things that maybe we can't eat all of the food that they're recommending that's good for us. So we need to be able to watch that. When we follow a specific diet now, you can't just pick up the book online and plan for it to be an instant fix, because it doesn't work like that. So it's better for you to develop a diet and a meal that fits your lifestyle, budget, allergies, and other concerns. And I mention allergies because I am allergic to a lot of things. So some of the things that people say are good for me are good for you. They are not good for me because of my allergies. So I want you to keep in mind that each person's situation is unique. So some recommendations may not apply to you. I'm Stephanie Wilson-Coleman, known as the Empowerment Doctor. And as I always say, life is too short to drink cheap champagne. Have a great day.